Ever played Afterburner by Sega on the home computers and felt that game was too complicated? Ever wished there was a game where you fly a plane and it was both more fluid and more jerky in movement than Outrun by Sega on the 16-bit home computers? Well, you are in luck. The game for you is F1 Tornado by Zeppelin Games Limited, released in 1992. You get to fly a fighter bomber, let's call it F1 Tornado, in a way similar to Sega's classic Afterburner. While you do get to have extra movement, altitude, it is more or less irrelevant to the actual gameplay as it doesn't provide any advantages worth speaking of. In F1, you don't get to see your plane as it is in first-person view, but you do get to look at the HUD of your plane with all the necessary info. That sounded a bit weird. Health, speed, altitude, lives, score, fuel, and radar. Radar shows you incoming enemies even before they appear on the screen, but it is not exactly something you will be spending much time looking at. You simply don't have the time to do that. Fuel is very important as when it runs out your plane tries to windsurf and fails. Depending on your speed you consume more fuel, so that is another reason increasing speed is not a good idea. To deal with the enemies, planes, helicopters, pillboxes, and surface vessels, you have two weapons, your machine gun and your missiles. Your gun can be used only on enemy planes, and it is instant as long as the target is near your crosshair. To activate it, you need to tap 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 and hope it decides to hit the target. To deal with every other enemy, you have to use your infinite amount of missiles you have at your disposal. You use a missile, you wait for the onboard computer to lock on the target, and then you press fire and hold till the missile is fired. Sounds simple? It is, but it also isn't. The gun doesn't always shoot, and you have no way of knowing if you shoot and miss or not, as there are no visual or audio cues other than the explosion of the enemy plane if it gets hit. The hit on the target is instant and it feels like you are making them explode with your mind than with your gun. But for the most part it works. The missiles, while they have cues, they are slower to fire, which makes it really difficult, if not impossible, to destroy the heavier targets like the, I assume, aircraft carriers. The helicopters take one missile, the pillboxes take two, so at least you have that. Oh, and every time you use a missile, you use some of your onboard fuel, because of course you do. Gameplay wise, the game is fine, but you do need some practice. To help you pick up your chances, you have to pick up pickups, which provide various pickup bonuses. You can pick up a pickup with the letter X, which provides a pickup of your health. There's also the pickup with the letter F, which picks up your fuel. Both pickups are very important pickups and you need to collect both most of the time to have a good chance of finishing a level pickup. It actually works fine. The game is hard, but not too hard. Sound-wise, there are digital sound effects and menu music, which again are fine. It's just a shame there is no machine gun sound effect, as that would add a lot to the experience. The graphics, while not as detailed as the aforementioned Afterburner port, look good for the, I assume, budget title. I was always a fan of 3D graphics and I'm glad they went that way. The animation and frame rate are both superb and leagues better than Sega's Afterburner and Thundercraft on the ST. The problem with the game is the turning, which can look jerky and you might need to play the game a bit to get used to it. It is quite impressive how they managed to make a game which is both so fluid and yet so jerky at the same time. This game is good, as long as you didn't pay too much money for it. There were other similar games, even on just the ST, which were better. But that doesn't mean this is not worth your time if you are looking to play this type of a game. Just that you will probably play it once or twice, and then wait 32 years before you play it again and be fine with it. You'll not feel you wasted your time playing it, but you will also not feel like you have missed much if you didn't. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like or subscribe buttons to help the channel. If you also want to more directly help, please follow the Ko-fi link below. Happy gaming weekend everybody, and stay safe.